Hello everyone, it is week 12 and I am here on my parents' second to last day, taking them to breakfast for the last time. So sad, but here we are at Montanucci. A new food place opened up recently, and so today Jackson and I went to try it for lunch. It was very good. It was kind of, I don't even really know how to explain it because it was like a mix between like a wrap and a taco and a quesadilla. I don't know, but it was good. Then finally, for my parents last night, we just had some pizza, brought it back to their place so they could finish packing. Tuesday morning, I got up super early to say goodbye, and here's them leaving. Goodbye! But the show must go on, so here's a cat posing for a photo shoot. Today, Jackson and I found a new overlook, looking to the valley of Orvieto, and it's just so pretty every time. This bottle would not let go of this cork, and I was like tearing it apart trying to get it out. Just thought it was funny and kind of pathetic. I refuse to take the blame, honestly. For dinner, Jackson and I scavenged up some resources and created some pasta with an almost non-existent sauce and some chicken patties that he had and hadn't eaten yet. On Wednesday, backstory behind this is slightly unknown, but I think they were using the bidet as like a hose spigot to connect this so they could power wash the sidewalks outside. So that was awesome. Super innovative, if you ask me. Thursday's fit check, and today we have the chocolate workshop. So from my understanding, this workshop is new, so we weren't really sure what to be expecting. Basically, we used these molds and created several different shapes of chocolates and then put like, one of them had like a raspberry cream in it, another a hazelnut. Then we made some tiramisus. While waiting for all of our chocolates to set, we went to like the underground of this place. There's caves underneath, which is super cool. That tends to be a common thing over there, I felt like. So I mean, we just kind of walked around through it. I'm not exactly sure what these caves were originally used for, but there were lots of like sculptures down here. Here's our table of chocolates once they were all set and done. And then my plate, of course I tried a little bit of everything. So I got a tiramisu, one of each of the chocolates with the hazelnut and one with the raspberry. Then we had this like chocolate covered kind of like cornflake type thing. And then finally a bark, like oh gosh, I think it had like nuts in it. It's a nut bark, hazelnut bark? I don't know. Could just totally be lying, but later that day in our Italian class, a dog came in, and I'm not sure exactly what he was doing here. I think he was like a dog for children, and that was the best part of my day. We are also finally starting to see Christmas stuff being put up here in Orvieto, and that's super exciting. For dinner with Jackson, I made my very favorite gnocchi sauce and then had some broccoli on the side. Today we are taking our final field trip to Valdorcia. A lot of this trip was spent in the bus, driving by different areas. We did get out a few times, of course, but a lot of it was really just seeing the countryside and the plains, and it was just so pretty. Our first stop was at, oh my gosh, I think it was like Abbazia di Monte, and I believe it's a monastery. I'm not exactly sure what this pool was, but there were fish swimming in it. They're very small, but that was interesting. Here we are visiting the cloister before we head into the church because there was actually still a mass going on at that moment. However, whenever we went into the actual church, someone was actually playing the organ, and oh my gosh, just wait till you hear it. Really setting the tone for us in there. It was super cool to hear. For lunch, we had a group lunch, which I love. I think this is actually going to be our very last group lunch, which is super sad. For our first course, we had this pasta with, I believe it was wild boar. And our second course was like a charcuterie plate, which was a little different than normal. But I did actually enjoy some of this. It wasn't my favorite, but you know, always down to try new things. And then the bruschetta that has the green on it was so good. I wish I knew what that was because I would eat it again and again. Then for dessert, we had these like little cookies on the left, and then I'm not exactly sure what it was. I think it was like a cake, but it almost looked like a pie. It was blueberry, I think. That was really good. After lunch, we took a short walk to this castle-looking building. This is actually a church. It's called Basia di Sant'Animo. Yes. Antimo, something like that. But this place was super cool from a distance. I mean, like fairy tale. We're talking fairy tale. I got so many pictures of it, I just couldn't get enough. This view is from our last stop of the day. We are in Pienza, and this place has some of the coolest landscape views that you'll ever see. What was extra fun about exploring this town was finding different areas that like peeked out into the valley, into the landscape beyond. I mean, it was like little treasures just finding these nooks. And then of course back in Orvieto, finding more Christmas lights. Saturday must have been a super uneventful day because the only picture I have is my dinner. So here's my pizza. Then on Sunday, I explored the chocolate festival happening outside the Duomo, and then went and visited this like antique flea market happening down in Piazza Repubblica, and that really wraps up the week. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This was our last field trip, unfortunately, but next week Jackson and I head off for our Thanksgiving trip, so I think that'll be the best one yet. See you next week.